Welcome to Meathead Test Kitchen, where food and fitness come to hang out. Nutrition, training, and life. It's all fair game on Meathead Test Kitchen.
Welcome to Meathead Test Kitchen, where we like to nerd out about nutrition. I'm Sausha.
I'm Sadie.
Today we're going to the mailbag with an episode suggestion from Jess, and we are going to get extremely smart about eggs. Yeah, that's fucking right. Cottage cheese, now eggs.
Now eggs.
Protein, what are they?
What are they?
Why did I say it like that? Anyway, why they're good for you, and we'll teach you a few ways to sneak more eggs into your daily nutrition. Huevos away.
Huevos away, cabrones. See, it's hard to do it.
Yeah.
We were just talking about rolling your R's.
We'll
before we started
probably
the
pull that
episode.
as a clip since I know Joss was recording.
Oh, God, I love it. So let's get existential for a moment. What is an egg? What is an egg?
What is it?
I have the bright lights to stare up at today.
I'll put a little light bulb in your hand
Yes.
this time instead
What
of a
is
cup
an
of
egg?
cottage cheese.
Specifically, what is a chicken egg? As that is the most common type of poultry egg eaten in the U.S. Hi, my name is Sadie. I spent half my childhood on my grandpa's farm hanging out with cats and chickens. So let me scientifically break down what we're going to be talking about today.
I love it. Also, we need the backstory
Put
about
on my farmer
Grandpa's farm chicken.
Oh my God! My mom
chickens.
was born on a farm that was a century farm in a town outside of a town called Kyron, Iowa, and it's literally miles from nothing. It was like miles to the next anything except for like other farms. So I spent a lot of my childhood there because my grandparents were my secondary caretakers. When my deadbeat mom would go out and get fucked up on the weekends, I'd just go stay with my parents. So I would do that, and my grandpa was a farmer, so he had like sheep, he had chickens. We had all of our cats because when my parents got divorced, we couldn't take all the cats to the apartment. So like we took them to the farm and they just, so I had like 40 cats growing up. It was great. It was a dream. So chickens suck to raise. I highly don't recommend it. If you think that it's like this infinite egg hack to own chickens, you are in for a rude fucking awakening. But that's enough about Grandpa's chicken farm.
The lesson and moral of the story today is be prepared to own chickens if you're going to do it.
Dude, it's so much work, and they're such assholes, and it's such low reward for all the fucking work that you put into it. For real.
If you're in Omaha, there's a place in southwest Omaha that raises chickens for you and then puts eggs in a little community center where you donate money for the eggs.
Or if you're like our friend Casey, she just said fuck it, and she owns she's awesome at owning chickens. So like,
one of the few people.
She's the best.
Okay, an egg is formed in a mature hen by a reproductive system composed of an ovary and an oviduct.
Guess what? Chicken eggs are no different than a human embryo, than a cat embryo, than a dog embryo. We all start as fucking eggs.
Yep, it's true. I do not suggest eating human embryos or the like.
Not unless you want to get freaky with it.
Okay?
That might be against the law.
I think that's against the law.
Yeah, it probably is.
A sign of
haters.
A sign of a high-quality egg is a tiny air cell, which means that the egg was collected soon after it was laid and was stored properly. The air cell is usually on the thick end of the egg.
So when you get your eggs, they're usually thick side down, and that's where the air cell should be. So there's a little pocket of air, and it'll be small to start, but as your egg gets older, that air pocket starts to grow. So if you crack open an older egg, or if you do hard-boiled eggs with an older egg and like a third of your egg is missing, those shits are old.
That's how you also can tell if an egg is still fresh or not,
Yes.
because if it floats, that means that air pocket's gotten very, very large.
Yep.
It's also normal when you crack a hard-boiled egg for it to have that little blip at the top.
That's completely normal.
Yeah. That's not weird. It's normal.
Yeah.
Eggs are made up of approximately 2/3 white and 1/3 yolk inside of that little tiny shell. And let's get into the anatomy of a chicken egg real quick, shall we? Because you should know as much as you can about the stuff that you
No,
eat.
for real. I fully fucking believe that. As someone that grew up with an agricultural background that knows way more about where my food comes from and how it's made than the normal person does, I really appreciate that because it helps me make better decisions as a consumer and as a person who's looking out for my general health and nutrition. No shit about stuff, okay? So there's the yolk. It's worth about 55 calories an egg. And then there's the other stuff. The other stuff technically is called the albumin, but that's the egg white. And it'll run you about 20 calories per egg. Now, there's a little spiral thing on each side of the egg yolk in an egg when you crack it open, and you'll see them. They look like little boogers. They're called chalazae. And I haven't said that word in a really long time. I hope I said that right, because it's been many moons since I took egg science. They keep the yolk stable, and this is helpful if the egg's going to be fertilized. It helps keep it in the middle so that the yolk doesn't go slamming against the fucking side of the shell and kill the baby chicken. So for our application today, the chalazae mean nothing. They are chalazae. I don't fucking remember how to say it,
Chorizo.
but they're totally, yes, they're totally safe to eat, and you don't even notice them once you cook the eggs. So once they're in, you don't have to go dig them out with a spoon. Just crack the fucking egg, cook it, and be on your merry way.
You're not going to see it again once you cook it.
No, it disappears.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's okay. If you did some quick math a moment ago, you already know that one egg contains 75 calories, approximately, give or take. Probably depends on the size of the egg. It does
depend on the size of the egg, but it's pretty
large eggs
negligible.
would be a little bit more than that. For those 75 calories, you get 5 grams of fat, 6 grams of protein, 0 carbs, no carbs either, carbs, 67 milligrams of potassium, 70 milligrams of sodium, and 210 milligrams of cholesterol. So
these stats are all based off of a large egg. So that's a pretty good, because you'll have medium eggs, you'll have large, and then you'll have extra large. So it's a good middle of the road just for data purposes. We're going to use it today. Always track your shit, though, based on what size of eggs that you're using, because it does make a slight difference, and you do need to know that if you're tracking your nutrition. So eggs are a main source of dietary protein in the human diet, which is no surprise. We've been eating them from forever. They're such a great source of vitamins A, D, and B12, as well as choline, which is essential in a lot of your body's metabolic processes. I don't know if you've ever taken classes about nutrition, which you might not because you don't have nutrition certifications, but they have entire pages about choline and what it does for you and why it's so good for you and how it's necessary in your diet. That and iodine are the two, is it iodine or iodide? Iodine.
Iodide, I think.
It is iodide. Iodized salt. Whatever the iodized, anyway. Those both are super important, and I have brain rot right now, so it's fine. But choline, super important. You need it. And you probably didn't even know that you needed it until today.
So we'll do an episode on that because I don't think we've done one on that, actually. I think it was mentioned in micronutrients, which you can go back and find.
Or something about amino acids.
Yes.
It's probably in there as well.
Yes. They can help you improve your cholesterol. Did you know that your liver produces cholesterol? Bet you probably were not aware of that.
Now you know.
Now you know. So here's the deal. Your liver makes cholesterol every single day, but the amount that it makes depends on how much you get in your daily food intake.
So think about this cholesterol manufacturing from your liver as supplementary use. So it's making just as much as it needs your body to have. If you get a lot of cholesterol from your food, your liver makes less cholesterol. If you don't eat cholesterol in your daily diet at all, your liver will manufacture it. So as we say about most things on your fitness journey, use moderation, and please don't be afraid to eat eggs. There used to be all this information out there that used to say that eggs were bad for you and this and that. Guess what? Anything is fucking bad for you in the right amount. You eat too much of anything, it can fucking kill you. Spoiler alert.
You could eat 205 Oreo Thins and get 100 grams of protein, but is that the way that you want to get your protein? That's also 2,000 calories.
I mean, I'm willing to find out for science.
Oh, yeah. Have you had the tiramisu?
No, I haven't. Do I need to get them?
Fucking God. In a bowl of Greek fucking yogurt with some protein batter. Oh, fuck you. It's so good.
Sausha just raged about how good the tiramisu Oreos are.
They're really good.
I wasn't expecting that today.
Write that down. Eggs help raise your HDL cholesterol. That's the good kind.
Yes.
Again, we can probably do a episode on cholesterol also because I think there's a lot of misinformation around cholesterol and what exactly it is and what it does for you. And they help change the LDL, which is the bad kind, so to a subtype that isn't as strongly linked to heart disease.
Science, motherfucker. Do you even science? There have been multiple studies to examine how eggs affect the risk of heart disease, and they didn't really find any association between the two except, because there's always an exception to the rule, that there were some studies that show an increased risk of heart disease in people with diabetes. So if you have diabetes, you should be keeping an eye on your nutritional intake in general. Yeah. Because it'll help you a lot. But maybe don't eat 50 eggs if you have diabetes. That might not be a good
sitting.
idea.
That's a lot of fucking eggs.
So they're still trying to figure out exactly how the two are linked, but they have enough info. As we said, in a previous episode, science isn't exact. They're still out there kind of fumble fucking and going through information as well. So,
yeah, exactly. Eggs are full of choline.
Yep.
And important nutrition for your brain. Mm-hmm. Your brain is important, which is why it needs carbs. We probably should revisit a lot of stuff. We were just writing down future episodes in this episode.
Welcome to live MTK storyboarding. If you do a fitness podcast and you watch us to rip off our shit, you're welcome.
Choline is often clumped in with the B vitamins, but it's essential and needed for several processes within the human body. It's required to synthesize a neurotransmitter called acetylcholine and is a component of cell membranes. Cell membranes are pretty fucking important. I don't know if you knew that or not. So make sure that you have enough choline. You can take a supplement if you're not eating enough to, supplement that.
You know what happens when your cell membranes break down? They just go all over the place. And you know what happens if that happens on a large scale? You die.
Yeah.
I guess
MTK for not dying.
Yeah, right. For now.
Eventually, but not from that.
We're anti-death for now. So low choline intake's been linked to liver disease, heart disease, neurological disorders, and if you're pregnant, you want to make sure that you're getting enough choline because it's been shown that low amounts of choline can raise the risk of neural tube defects and lead to decreased cognitive function in your baby. So eat your eggs and you'll make smart babies.
Smart babies.
We need smart babies. We need smart people in general.
Yeah.
If you're smart, we fucking need you.
Yes. Right into the mailbag. I want to talk to some smart people. Yeah. Eggs are one of the best sources of choline, and one large egg has 113 milligrams of it.
Dude, that's a lot.
Eggs.
It's got more choline in it than it does potassium by almost double. That's pretty impressive. Sorry, I was circling back to nerd out over numbers.
Eggs have a perfect amino acid profile as well. You know how much we have a hard-on for amino acids around here. We did an entire episode. I think we might have done a two-parter in some capacity because we referred back to it, and we constantly do. Again, if you have not listened to every single episode of this podcast, or you forgot what we talked about, we are on episode 143 as of today. Yeah, so you got some information hacking to do for yourself.
Shit, 143 episodes
we're
of this bullshit.
Are we almost 5 years old?
We turned 5 in August, but we took like that year and a half off. But
still counts.
It still counts. We're technically we're season 3, season 4.
Yeah,
but we're turning
maybe
5 this year.
Yeah. We'll have a birthday party.
We are going to have a birthday party.
We might have eggs and cottage cheese there, so you should come.
That's going to be the worst birthday party ever.
In August? Eggs and cottage cheese on the menu.
Farts at our birthday party. You know what? That's pretty fitting for Meathead Test Kitchen birthday party. I'll just be sitting here
What are we talking about this week?
Yeah.
Probably farts. And shitting. You need to poop every day.
Shout out to Zach, dude. Did you see that, that comment he put up? He's like,
accurate.
I could take a guess and say that it's either protein or poop and be 60% correct at least. And
we
were
protein.
Both like, yeah, bro, you're right.
Eggs have all of the essential amino acids in all the right ratios, by the way.
They do. Eggs are so good at being a protein source, actually, that the biological value, which is a measure of protein quality that they use in the fitness and nutrition world, is often evaluated. I get paid to talk. Can you tell? It's often evaluated by comparing it to
your ability.
Jesus Christ. Here's my often evaluated counter. That's the third one. Comparing it to eggs, which have the perfect score of 100. So and we're not going to say that eggs are the perfect food, but they're like pretty close.
High up there.
They're close.
How do you work more eggs into your diet, though? I was just talking to Sadie about this before the episode started. Occasionally, I get the egg ick. Mm-hmm. So I got to come up with different...
When the eggs start to taste like eggs?
Or, the smell, too, that they can leave, it does kind of, sorry, I'm not trying to deter you, but it can make your house smell like farts.
Well, yeah, so it gives off that, what's the smell? It's the
sulfur.
The sulfur, there you go. I was like, the rotten egg smell. They put it in the gas lines. My house smells like that sometimes because we live over by where they put that smell in the fucking natural gas lines. I walk outside and it smells like an egg fart.
We will get to how to work more eggs into your diet, but I do need to do a sidebar conversation really quickly because that just made me think of something that probably nobody knows about the College World Series in Omaha. Did you know that someone's full-ass job is to make the sewers not smell?
Oh, I'm not surprised.
It's to make them smell like
I'm not at all surprised whatsoever.
There's a lot of people that come into Omaha for the College World Series. And, yeah, I just learned last Friday that someone's whole ass job is to make these sewers not smell like ass.
I wish someone in Old San Juan had that job because those sewers always smell like death.
Yeah.
And they have cockroaches that are this big that come out of them. One of those, yeah. One of them walked on me one time when I was at the bar, and I was like, "Phil, we need to go home." No,
I would shriek.
I freaked out, and then Lou's like, "Are you good?" I'm like, "I need my tab. I need to go home and take a shower. I just had a sewer cockroach walk on me," and she's like, "Yep, that's the end of your night."
I don't know how to circle back to how to work more eggs into your diet.
Yeah, it's fine. Cockroaches,
okay.
sewers, CWS. Welcome to the podcast. If you're new, we get off track often, but it's entertaining, so we allow it. So one 8-week study of people eating eggs for breakfast versus people eating just bagels showed that the egg group lost 65% more body weight, lost 16% more body fat, and had a 34% greater reduction in waist circumference. Now, of course, let's recognize this. That one control group was eating eggs. The other control group was eating carbs. This is your body on protein. This is your body on carbs. Yeah. Now, it's not definitive. It's not the only test that's ever been run. It's not the only study in the history of man. But it's one that's noticed pretty often. Yeah. I'm a big fan of a coffee mug scramble. Like, all right, we're getting nerdy about some food now. We're going to tell you how to cook some shit.
Yeah.
Coffee mug scramble is great. They're super easy. They're way cheaper than buying the prepackaged ones in the stores, which you can do. The ones where you rip the top off, you crack the egg, you stir it, you put it in the microwave, and you fuck off for 3 minutes or whatever. Yeah. So those are usually pretty high in sodium, though, as are most prepackaged foods, because sodium is a preservative. So if you make them at home, you can control how much salt goes into them, and you don't have to put any salt in it if you don't want.
Yes. And you can add whatever the hell you want to it.
Yeah.
You can scramble it up, throw some cottage cheese in there, throw some hash browns in there, fresh or frozen. I mean, for real, because it does make them more fluffy and ups the protein in there.
Oh, it's your birthday next month. You're getting a sash that says cottage cheese queen. Yep.
I have literally figured out how to put it in everything.
I put that shit in everything.
This is for real. Okay, but you can add like ham. You can add some bacon in there, some sausage, fresh or frozen hash browns in the bottom of the mug.
Fresh or frozen veggies. You can get the pre-diced frozen ones at Kroger for like $1.
Yeah, which frozen veggies at $1 if you can find them.
Pretty good.
Really good deal because they've gone up significantly in price because you're paying for the convenience.
Yes.
You can sprinkle some cheese in there, whatever seasonings you might want. I have a husband who is addicted to fucking Danos and every goddamn flavor under the sun, but they do have a wide variety of stuff. They have this seasoning. That's what made me think of this. I did a video on like he has a problem, and every time a flavor comes out, he buys 4 cans of it. Anyway, they have this seasoning.
What if they run out? He's just like me.
I'm like, my God. They have this seasoning, but it's jalapeno based, so it has a little bit of kick in there, and it's really good on just about anything. So you can put, your favorite seasoning in there if you wanted to. Microwave it, scramble it up first, microwave it for. I usually will do like 45 seconds at a time. It depends on your microwave.
It does.
The microwave at work, I could do a full minute without it bubbling up or exploding. But the one at home, I got to like turn down the time.
Yeah. It can run anywhere from a minute to a minute and a half or even 2 minutes, depending on your microwave. It's all, you're going to have to do a little bit of experimenting with that one.
Yes.
Phil's obsessed with Meat Church. Have you had Meat Church seasoning yet?
No. I'm not introducing that to my house right now.
They have one called The Gospel. Oh. And like anytime I make meat, Phil's like, "Are you putting the gospel on?"
Oh
like,
my
yes,
God.
Phil, I'm putting the
you put Daniels on there? No,
yes.
I put the fucking seasoning that the HelloFresh box fucking sent, dude. It has a specific flavor profile. Daniels doesn't belong in everything, bro.
But
don't call me bro. Well, stop acting like a bro. Sorry. I crashed out for a second. I was so tired of
We are so never getting sponsored by Danos.
I love you, but it doesn't belong in every single item that ever existed. Did you put Danos in the chocolate cake mix? No. No, I didn't.
Cabron.
It's every time, dude. We give him so much crap.
Is there Danos in that? You need to make him a T-shirt that says, "Is there Danos in that?"
I should. I'm sure they have one, to be honest with you.
I'm fucking Tom DeLuising. Let's finish this episode.
Okay.
If you want to batch cook a bunch of eggs for breakfast, bust out your sous vide stick and make Starbucks egg bites. Sorry, I'm trying to get my shit together for a second. Okay. that say marriage sucks, they just are doing it wrong. It's like the most hilarious, fun social experiment I've ever willingly participated in.
It's so easy to give people crap.
Dude.
I'll put a little nugget at the end of this episode once we get through these last 2 paragraphs.
I'm just fucking crying right now.
I crash out regularly on this episode. That's why we needed it back. Okay. Okay, in a blender.
So, in a blender, you want to zap 10 eggs, half a cup of cottage cheese, 3 tablespoons of third less fat cream cheese, 3/4 of a cup of shredded Gruyere. I'm still fucking crying. Half a tablespoon of salt. Put that in a blender. Zip it up till it's all one nice blended unit. So now get yourself 6 strips of bacon. You can get it pre-cooked or not. You can cook it yourself and then crumble it. Set your sous vide stick to 170. Let it come up to temp. Prep 10 4-ounce canning jars. Those are the little ones that are about that tall by that big. And if you don't watch the podcast on YouTube, you miss out on all my awesome talking with my hands.
It's a tiny one.
It is. They're the little jelly ones. So you get yourself 10 of those. Spray them with cooking spray on the inside. You put the bacon crumbles on the bottom, and then you take your blender and you just pour 10 individual equal servings into the jars. Screw the lids on finger tight and throw those fuckers in the water bath for an hour. Starbucks who? And you can customize it however you want. If you don't like Gruyere, it doesn't matter. You can put cheddar. You can put Swiss.
Sun-dried tomatoes, spinach, and feta if you wanted to.
Yep.
When you're ready to eat, run a knife around the edge and serve those bitches up. Per 2 egg bites, 249 calories, 22 grams of protein, 19 grams of fat, 2 carbs.
Buen provecho. Delicious.
Okay. My little nugget at the end here before I get to the outro.
Now that I got my composure back together, I just stopped crying.
Brian is crying, laughing. And he just shows me this picture, and it's a married couple. That's what made me think of this. But it's a text chain. It's like, there are two people in every marriage. The text just says, somebody just walked by our tree and got smacked in the face by branches. What a fucking idiot. And they're like, ha ha ha, that's really funny, but you need to trim the branches. Like, dude. And I was like, to be honest, Brian, we are both the first person.
I am the first person, and Phil's like, no, dude, you need to go trim the fucking tree.
Make sure they don't do that again.
I send him the Ring camera. I'm like, this fucking idiot walking into the tree while walking her dog. And he's like, no, bro, you need to take care of that. I'm like, what do you mean?
No, that's your job. What are you talking about? Now that you know way too much about the College World Series sewers, cockroaches, eggs, and the Humpty Dumpty dance.
Yes. Humpty and his people.
You can think about them every time you want to crack eggs to reach your fitness goals. Seriously, though, eggs are great. You can sneak them into anything. Honestly, obviously, cook them. Duh. Grab some sick MTK merch to rep your favorite podcaster's favorite podcast at the gym and on the Clock app or the Gram. We are also on
the YouTube
wasteland that is X, as well as YouTube.
No, we call it Twitter. I am not for dead naming anything except for Elon's fucking social media platform. It's still Twitter.
It's still Twitter.
It'll forever be Twitter because it pisses him off. So I like to do that because fuck Elon Musk.
Show notes, training templates, and personal training services are all at meatheadtestkitchen.com.
MTK out.
Join Sadie and Sausha every Monday, helping to make your fitness and nutrition journey suck less. MTK.